The Alice Stewart Show is on the air and on your radio right now. Here's more from Alice on 96.5 The Voice.
Let freedom ring. Let the white dove sing. Let the
14 minutes before 8 o'clock, 7:46 on a Thursday. 33 days until Election Day. It's hard to believe it's here. Joined in studio with Republican candidate for Attorney General, Leslie Rutledge. Leslie, great to have you here.
Good morning, Alice. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. There's been a lot of talk lately in the news. Just the day before yesterday, Pulaski County Circuit Clerk Larry Crane canceled your voter registration for a number of reasons, and you are now fighting back. Understandably, given this, as you say, is an act of partisan politics. First off, let's start at the beginning. What happened?
Well, Alice, I was actually en route to a revival in Leslie, Arkansas. You know, God He really does just put you where you're supposed to be at times on a Tuesday afternoon. And I was notified via email by the Crane's office that they had removed me from the voter rolls, and I had already sent them my voter registration card, which I carry with me. But in 2013, when I moved back to Arkansas from Virginia, I went to the clerk's office in the courthouse. I explained to the lady I had my form filled out, and I said, I need to move my registration from Virginia to Arkansas. Here's my form. She looked me up and said, oh, well, you're actually still registered in Pulaski County under this address. I said, well, that shouldn't be. And I said, well, yeah, I need to make sure I'm registered in Arkansas, not Virginia. And she said, well, just fill out this change of address form. And so that's what I did. And I did and they wouldn't take my new registration form, and they insisted I do the change of address form. And they issued me this voter registration card, and I voted in 4 elections in Pulaski County since. And so I was stunned and shocked. And
well, I'm looking right now at this piece of paper you have. It is your voter registration card that has got Larry Crane's name on it. I, Larry Crane, Registrar of Pulaski County, certify that Leslie Rutledge is a registered voter in Pulaski County.
Absolutely. And I think citizens should be able to rely when they go to a government office and or do what the government officials instruct them to do, and they issue them a card then that certifies you as a voter. And so I was just stunned when I found out that Crane and his office had just arbitrarily removed me from the rolls. Crane is a former head of the Democratic Party in Pulaski County. He's a financial contributor to my opponent. I do believe that dirty politics came into play when, they didn't give me a phone call. And I think that, to me, that's why I'm running for Attorney General, is to make sure citizens are protected against all those people who seek to harm them. We're going to take care of this. I'm on the ballot as a candidate. I will be registered to vote legally. Hopefully we can take care of this, and Mr. Crane will reinstate me voluntarily.
And one of the things that has been noted is that you have your card. It's here. Larry Crane has presented you with the card saying you're a registered voter. There was talk that you were also going to be removed from the ballot. Tell us the case for that. That's not the case.
No, that is not the case at all. I am a legal candidate on the ballot for November 4th for Attorney General. I don't even know who is saying those silly rumors. And that's what, this is, Alice, you've been in politics long enough. I call this silly season when people just start saying and doing whatever. And that's exactly what this is. It's silly season. And
there are dirty days.
And
this is borderline dirty, given that, as you indicated, Larry Crane has contributed to your opponent. He has a donor to your opponent's campaign, but also the fact that the National Voter Registration Act, there's a statute in there that specifically states that you are not to clean up the voter rolls. You are not to do exactly what Larry Crane did within 90 days of an election. So there is clear precedent for him being found in violation of the National Voter Registration Act.
Absolutely. And that's the most disturbing part is, how many, there's thousands, there's I think something like 200,000 folks in Pulaski County. How many other people have been removed, or is there anyone else removed, or is this simply a political stunt? And that's the real concerning part, is that we have a government official, but again, citizens should be able to trust their government when they go into a government office and the government issues them a card that says, I certify that you can do something. We allow you to vote for 4 times. and then only, just 30 days out from an election do they throw, the candidate off the voter rolls. And so it really smells of dirty politics. I think it is Chicago-style politics, and hopefully we'll have this resolved by the end of today. I'm enjoying being out on the campaign trail, talking to people and hearing about their concerns about regulations. So I would much rather talk to the citizens of Arkansas about what I can do and what I plan to do and use my experience to help Arkansans than this big distraction.
And that's what it is. You talk about dirty Democrat partisan politics. We'll get their comments in here. State Democratic Party Chairman Vincent Solaka has issued a statement defending Crane, saying that he was, quote, just doing his job, and noted that a Republican-backed 2013 law imposed rigorous new voting guidelines. So the question is, are they using this as an example? And the Republican Party Chairman Doyle Webb has also issued a statement saying that it's shamefully obvious that old Democrat machine will stop at nothing to keep a well-qualified Republican candidate from becoming the next Attorney General of the state of Arkansas. So this is, in many view, and a lot will agree, this is Democrat politics at its finest here, or worst.
It is, Alice. I've told people, like I said, it's silly season. I keep waiting on the kitchen sink to land in front of me that they just keep throwing all this silly stuff at me. And yesterday when I asked, I said, I knew it was going to be hard to be elected the first Republican Attorney General. I had no idea how difficult it would be to be elected the first female Attorney General in Arkansas. But we are doing everything by the books. We are, I've talked to individuals. We're going to make sure that I'm back on the voter rolls.
And another thing that's also pointed out is that it has been there has been talk that originally this was traced back to a libertarian group that is shopping this information around, when in fact it was a Democrat group that was shopping this information around. And that's a question that I hope reporters will ask, is who is the one that shopped this information around and got this to Larry Crane? That's a question I think needs to be answered. Leslie Rutledge, Republican candidate for Attorney General, what's your next step? What are you going to do today to get this issue to become a story of yesterday?
Alice, today I'm going to ask Mr. Crane and his office to voluntarily reinstate me. I hope that once they've seen the facts of the case and see that I took all the proper steps, I went personally down to his office on March 7, 2013. The clerk's office, perhaps by clerical error, insisted that I fill out a different form than I had with me to hand to them to make sure I was registered to vote. And perhaps that they will do that on their own. Hopefully I will reinstate me. But regardless, I will be a registered voter. But I just encourage citizens to go register to vote. But go register today, go register tomorrow, go register Monday. November 4th is an important election, so make sure you register. Get that voter registration card, just like I have it with you, because citizens should be able to trust their government. And as Attorney General, I will always be looking out for citizens of Arkansas. Absolutely.
And also, hopefully everyone else, if you get a card and Larry Crane signs off on it, hopefully it works for you.
I would double check it.
Double check. Trust but verify. Isn't that what,
Absolutely.
Isn't that what they say?
Reagan.
Trust but verify. Leslie Rutledge, good luck with that today. Keep us posted. But the key is, the number one takeaway, don't just read the headlines when you read the paper. Read the full story from start to finish and find out exactly what happened here. Don't be fooled by just what a headline says. Read the full story. Leslie is going back today to get reinstated on the voter rolls, but in terms of her being on the ballot, she will be on the ballot in November, period.
Absolutely.
All right, Leslie Rutledge, thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Alice.
And that race coming up in November, Leslie Rutledge, a Republican candidate for AG, running against her Democrat challenger, Nate Steele. So big information, big day in terms of getting that restored today. That wraps it up for this edition of the Alice Stewart Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless.
The Alice Stewart Show on 96.5 The Voice.